Mike. Your wife's on speakerphone. Go ahead, ma'am.
Go right ahead. Ignore my calls. But I know your ass is at Lowe's. I can see you on Life 360. You're in lumber right now. If you're buying, it still needs drywall. The kitchen sink hasn't been fixed for over a year. The bedroom light switch, it somehow controls the front porch light. You better put whatever new project shit you have in that cart back and worry about finishing a project you already started.
Mike, if you're still in the store, before she hung up, she wants you to pick her up Starbucks.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Boy, it feels good to be back. Had a little bit of a hiatus there, but that's right, we're back, and we're back for the long haul. What's going on? And welcome to Sunset Rants, where we can catch you up with the breaking news, headlines, and rants to get you caught up at sunset. I'm AK, your favorite guy. We've got another guy that's here with us. He's back for another go. That's Taylor. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me back. Welcome back to the States, man. How's everything going? How was your trip?
It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. It was cold. It was absolutely cold. If you guys were paying attention to my X account, I posted a couple of pictures of me out there. We did snowmobiling, we did dog sledding, and also I caught the Northern Lights. I got some really good exposed pictures of the Northern Lights out there. So that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I definitely needed that. A lot of the people here needed a break too. It was Thanksgiving week. So I figured, hey, why not go to Finland where it's negative 17 degrees?
Dude, that's awesome. And I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Got to take a little break and enjoy something.
That's right. Well, at least for tonight, it's going to be a pretty straightforward show. We got South Korea who switched poles in the military coup. You know, DOGE is beefing up its efforts to stop wasteful spending in Washington. And we have a new audience participation game that you don't want to miss. So anyways, before we get started, you can find me on X, @TheRealRoma_AK. We also have a Discord that's open to the public, where we are currently looking for like-minded individuals to host on Roma Nation and Sunset Rants team, just like my boy Tay right over here. So if you think you got what it takes to be a volunteer online personality and you want to have your beautiful face on screen, join the Discord or shoot me a message on X, because I believe that everyone should have the ability to spread their word in this post-cancel culture society. Also, check out our website. That's right. Where Sunset Rants is part of Rise of Middle America Network, where you can see our most recent content, news, rants, and deep dives, as well as up-and-coming events that you don't want to miss. So if you want more breaking news stories and on-the-ground coverage of events happening here in America, we have a link at the bottom of the page where we make a monetary contribution to help us create content for all of our viewers. The link is in the description on YouTube and on Rumble. And then, I mean, you can just message me and I can send you all the content. But anyways, don't forget to follow me and like, comment, and subscribe. Follow Tay as well. You ready?
Let's do this.
All right. So obviously we knew that there was something going on in Korea, something really fishy. I mean, obviously it's happened before, but not in this century. This has happened. So let's go ahead and take a look at what was going on.
Martial law announcement sparked massive protests outside the parliament building in the capital of Seoul. Police clashed with thousands of supporters, as you see there, of South Korea's opposition party who chanted no martial law and strike down dictatorship. Some demonstrators even breached the building and barricaded themselves inside. For more on this, I want to bring in CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd. She's also served as the Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism and Threat Prevention at the Department of Homeland Security. Thank you so much for joining us, Sam. So much confusion, surrounding this move. Do we know why the South Korean president actually changed his mind? And was it because of pressure from the protests or from parliament?
There was really no level of support for this declaration of martial law. The declaration caught the world by surprise, including members of the president's own cabinet and of his own party. Almost as soon as this declaration was issued, there was condemnation from his own party, from the opposition, and even very, very quickly from the White House. Remember, South Korea is a staunch ally of the United States. We have almost 30,000 troops there, and there's really no level of support for this declaration of martial law.
So I guess the first question is, why do it in the first place?
See, I've been trying to put that together because they do 5 years, and was it Young Suk-yeol? I can't pronounce his name.
Yoon Suk-yeol.
Yeah. So he got it in 22, but his favor has just been going down and down and down. So this seems very similar to some stuff that was attempted on someone fairly recent. This just went all the way through.
Tell me about it. This is initially blocked by it was initially blocked by security forces, but at first we thought it was the lawmakers, that assembled to unanimously end the martial law, but that would have been stupid on their end because it would have ended their parliament. So there's that's kind of a lose-lose situation in that aspect. But no, it was the own president who actually backed down himself. I mean, once he figured out that he was on an island by himself, there's not really much that you can do after that outside of, military force, which would have been a very odd and specific way to end your presidency. So
he's no longer the president, as the other guy said. What was his opponent? Was it Lee Jae-myung or something like that?
Yeah,
I wrote it down.
You're right,
but it's just wild because Young's like, let me go into martial law and then look for any kind of any North Koreans, if you would. That was his excuse. Just trying.
Yeah, here's some of the footage that we saw there. Man. Folks, this is why you don't take your wives to the protest.
The balls out of them.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I am. No, I'm not. So, but this, again, this took the world by storm. And obviously there was going to be a lot of pressure from the West. Being like, what are you doing right now? This is the last thing we need. All right, we already got crap going on in Ukraine and Russia. We already got stuff going on in the Middle East. This is the last place that we need to have issues with, especially being not enemies but allies, staunch allies with not just them but also with Japan. Because then Japan would have to get involved. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because then the North Koreans in some form of little cahoots with China as well. So if we got 30,000 troops, like Miss Lady just said, this just becomes one giant proxy war rather than one giant world war, which kind of makes things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's already proxy. I mean, we already knew it was a proxy war. Like, we're not kidding anybody.
Yeah, it's the cleanest way to have no fault to anything.
Oh, absolutely. Just blame the insurgents. And this is them breaking into right. This is them breaking into the building with everybody still in it.
They have ACRs. You'll see them handed through I thought that was insane. ACR wasn't ACR or SCAR. You'll see it. He'll hand it right through the window.
Yeah. It was like, if you want to take out this guy, the guy behind him, the guy behind that.
Here we go. You'll see it right now.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. We got to go back. Where are my gun people? Why is he handing it to him like this? Go ahead, Brian.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Well, if you back up a little bit, it sure looks to me like that one, the one that's on the ground that's handing over the rifle. Which, that's really bad gun handling. That's horrible fucking gun handling.
Look at that.
But if you back up a little bit, you can see his sidearm. I don't think he has a magazine in his pistol.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think any of them have mags in their pistol. Well, that one doesn't have a mag in his pistol. Okay, that's what I saw. I'll shut up now.
You want to know why? Because maybe they didn't think that this was going to happen and they weren't prepared for it.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, that's a possibility.
You want to know what I think is the most wild thing about this? Like, one of the wild things is how close the cameras with the lights are to these military guys. Like, they're all armed with guns, with rifles, with their back. They have that blinding light. Just kind of a little weird.
Yeah, that's a little interesting because it's almost as if like he was trying to show like the might of South Korea, but it didn't really work out the way that it was.
Look at this! Go look at this!
look at what I could do! I pressed this little red button. Whoops! Well, it didn't really work out for him after all. Then I hope Anthony Blinken is taking notes. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. This is from Axios. Trump threatens hell to pay if Gaza hostages not released before inauguration. And I promise you, there will be hell to pay. Oh, yes, there will be hell to pay. Let's see. President-elect Trump threatened Monday that if hostages held by Hamas in Gaza are not released before his inauguration, there will be hell to pay in the Middle East and for those in charge. Why it matters. This is the first time since he won the election that Trump has weighed in publicly on the hostages that are being held in Gaza. The hostage families hope that the involvement of both the private and public could lead to a breakthrough in the stalled negotiations for their release. What's driving the news? Trump's statement in a post on Truth Social came a few hours after IDF announced that Omar Nutra, a American-Israeli hostage held by Hamas, had died during the October 7th attack and his body was taken to Gaza. For more than 420 days, Nutra's family didn't have any information on whether he was dead or alive. A senior Israeli intelligence official said that determination was made after IDF obtained new information that established the fact that Nutra had been killed. Hamas released a video on Saturday with proof of life with U.S. citizen Eden Alexander, who had also been a hostage in Gaza, who called Trump to negotiate for his release. Senator Lindsey Graham told Axios in an interview that Trump wanted to see a ceasefire and a hostage deal in Gaza before he assumes office on January 20th. I would take Trump at his word. And Hamas should as well.
Yeah, I mean, they already know. Anytime something like this has happened, well, not this one is specifically, but anything like this where he says he's going to do something, like, kind of sticks to his word on this one. So it's going to happen. They're like, hey, fucking stop, or else I'm just going to bump you.
Yeah. On top of that, I mean, let's look around the world, shall we? I mean, Mexico. Mexican president breaks up 2 migrant caravans headed to U.S. after Trump threatens tariffs. I mean, you're starting to see the writing on the wall here.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. It's with this current guy, only got a couple weeks left. But with this administration, they just let everyone walk all over us, do whatever they want. As long as, the people making money are making money, they just do. Hey.
No, absolutely.
There's a time where you have to like draw the line, and the line's way back in the sand over there once Trump gets back in. So he's not going to let this shit happen no more.
No, absolutely. Allegedly. So Trump drops the hammer on Trudeau. This is again from the Gateway Pundit. Trudeau tariffs. If Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S., maybe it should become the 51st state.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
No,
it's not going to happen. But hey, let's play a game here. Okay. So what happens? Why am I so blurry? What the hell? Really? There we go. All right. So let's play a little bit of a game here. So let's say Canada doesn't secede to the United States. But if there are certain provinces that would, which ones do you think they would be?
All but the French.
All but the French.
No, 100%. Because they force their kids to learn French there, and if they do that, that's one of the big things. Yeah, that's true. That's one of the big things. It's just, how do I word this properly? They wouldn't want to let that go. Like, that's a huge culture for them, and they wouldn't let that go by any means.
Well, they've got 3 of the 4 largest cities, though, right? In Canada,
I believe so.
Yeah, they've got Toronto, they've got Ottawa, they've got Montreal.
Quebec.
Yeah. No, you're right. So, and the other one's Vancouver, I believe, but that's all the way on the west. But they already have their own problems. Maybe Alberta. Yeah. Alberta, definitely.
So you can have the land, but here's the thing: they would be giving up. If that came to us, they'd be losing too much GDP for themselves, or however you would consider it called, because they have an insane amount of petroleum and they have a lot of minerals up there. So if that
buried under the ice,
that to us, yeah. But then also, one main thing I don't think that we would take it over is just because that would become our land, and it's just like a hop, skip, and a jump for any kind of like cruise missile or bomber to go from Russia, fly right over.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that was a big thing. And so they could do it. It's just how their taxes and what they're running right now, it just sucks. Because if you were to go with that 25%, I was looking at it earlier, 25%. It's for Mexico, it's 113 billion annual, and for Canada, it's 104.5 billion.
You said Canada.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like they can't do it. They just have to fix their shit. And as far as like with Trudeau, everyone's tired of him, from my understanding. I'm sure he's following as well, but them not being able to see what the rest of the world is doing or saying through the news, I'm pretty sure if they had a. I
mean, would that be pretty nice right there, right? I know all the people watching from Canada right now. Yeah, allegedly. I know all the people watching from Canada right now are like, please, for the love of God, make this happen.
I think that would be awesome, though. Like, if that was the flag.
But yeah, so that would also cause a lot of issues, because then we'd have to expand our government, which is what we're trying not to do. So, let's go ahead and talk about the Department of Government Efficiency, shall we? All right, it's from the Post Millennial. Breaking: Dem rep joins DOGE caucus to reduce ineffective government spending. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Today, I will join Congressional DOGE caucus because I believe that streamlining government processes and reducing ineffective government spending should not be a partisan issue. Representative Jared Moskowitz, sorry, it was a lot longer in my head, my damn dyslexia. Democrat from Florida has joined the Congressional DOGE caucus as its first Democrat. The organization headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy will be looking at the cut costs and slash regulations imposed by the federal government. According to Punchbowl's Jake Sherman, Moskowitz said that the situation today, I will join the Congressional DOGE caucus because I believe that streamlining government processes and reducing ineffective government spending should not be a partisan issue. I've been clear that there are ways we can reorganize our government to make it work better for the American people. I'm guessing this was his. I mean, you guys can probably go and see it. He's from Parkland, Florida. Specifically,
This right here.
Yeah.
No, I was saying this right here because I was looking at this earlier. This is really nails it really well.
Let's see. Today, I'll join the Congressional DOGE caucus because I believe in streamlining, blah, 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 blah. I've been clear that in many ways reorganize, specifically the Department of Homeland Security, where very necessary. While very necessary has gotten too big, the caucus should look at the bureaucracy that DHS has become and include recommendations to make Secret Service and FEMA independent federal agencies with a direct report to the White House. It's not practical to have 22 agencies under this one department. I look forward to working in a bipartisan manner with the colleagues, remove FEMA and Secret Service from DHS. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially FEMA, because there needs to be a lot more accountability after what we've seen here in North Carolina, which we will talk about in a little bit. But yeah, just FEMA overall has gotten a really bad grade over the last couple of years, like a very bad grade.
Probably decades.
Yeah. What else we got here? Let's see. We also got from the Post Millennial. The U.S. spent $151 billion on illegal immigration in 2023 alone.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna let you start off on this one because I might rant.
This is part. The rant is part of it. It makes no sense. This is. I know I've said this last time, but it's really what they're doing is like a vindictive wife who's trying to become an ex-wife, spend all the money before they dip out, like just ruining everything. How do you spend that much?
Oh, you put them on cards and you say, "Here you go, here you go,
You know
here you go, here you go."
Well, how much did we spend or send over to Ukraine that we just said, hey, no, we absolved the debt, like no more, you don't have to pay for it.
Oh, what was it, like nearly $200 billion?
So
I think I don't know. Somebody might have to correct me on that, but still, like, this is. I mean, it's clear that there's nobody running the government right now, because I don't know if there's any other president, including Obama, that would have done this.
No, not at all. He would not.
No, that would have looked really, really bad, to be the first African American president and then be like, oh yeah, well, I'm not going to help out, our constituents, especially in inner cities. No, we're going to just throw all this money over here. You know what, Joe? You go ahead and take Ukraine. You take Ukraine, and I'm going to take over here, and then I'll create cover for you, while you're over there doing your thing.
See, and here's the thing, like looking at it, like it would kind of help clear up that debt within no time if that 25% tariff goes, because that's 200, just about that's 200 and just shy of 220 billion. If that 25% tariff does go through, but they're not going to do that. So it's like, how are you going to make up through this? Like, and how fast can they make up through it through this new program, like the efficiency program? You know, because there's 20 something different places that have to be like legitimately like audited. Heck, was it they're starting to audit the IRS now? So
Ooh, IRS, the IRS.
Yes.
You know what? I got the
It's like Spider-Man.
The perfect person for this. Iron R. Shyster. Let's bring him back. IRS from WWE. Let's do it. He's gonna run the IRS now. Are you taking notes? That's funny. No, no, but seriously, like, who is going to run the IRS? That's what I want to know. Because I mean, who is there even a position for that, or is it like kind of like a committee? Like, who knows? Because that's how we get our money, or not us, but like the government, you know, gets a majority of their money is through that, you know. But of course, then they hire 87,000 agents, and what does that do? Now they have to go after and find more money just so that they can pay themselves.
See, I wonder how that's going to work though, because like, I have a pretty good hunch. You know, everything's said and done. A lot of those guys are no longer be employed. You know, just a bunch of like dorks. Like, here's a handgun, which why do they need one? I don't know, to work behind a desk. But like, there's just a lot of people that were there. Just here you go.
That's actually a good point. Like, what do they need a gun for? Like, do you get mad at your computer screen?
Yeah, it's like it's the largest setup for going postal.
Yeah, right. Oh, that'd be the worst place to go postal. But yeah, so you know, we talk about all of this spending, right? And then we have issues, like we said with North Carolina. I told you I was going to come back to this.
Yeah.
And the devastation that's gone on in North Carolina, and how, you know, months later they still don't have an answer for how they're going to fix these areas, or they might have an answer and they haven't told us yet. But you know, if the Biden administration has anything to do with it, you know, they literally have less than 2 months to try to come up with an idea of how to scam everybody out. But
you want to hear something even worse?
What's that?
No, press next.
Something I've heard said quite often about the situation here in Western North Carolina is, well, those people have been taken care of. Some of the people who say it live thousands of miles.
Yes, disclaimer, this is going to be graphic, just to let everybody know. So if you got little kids, you got 5 seconds.
Miles away. They've never been here. They're just uninformed. Some of the people who say it are in the disaster zone. And I could never quite understand what they meant by it, considering the situation so many are in. 100,000 or more homes destroyed, people living in tents, some still without water. Didn't make sense to me. But then it dawned on me. People just have a different definition of what it means to be taken care of. For the fire department, it was, well, we saw them after the storm. Their heart's still beating. They're alive. They've been taken care of. For a lot of us supply runners and laborers, it was, we dropped them off 2 weeks worth of propane and gas, a month worth of food, and cut their driveway out. They've been taken care of. I realized today on December 1st, until these people are standing on their 2 feet strong like they were before, they haven't been taken care of. And we need to recognize that.
I mean, do you see all of that?
Did you see how it's insane? Like, vehicles are twisted. Like, there's nothing there. So what I want to mention earlier, because of this, kind of leading into this because I wanted you to show that video. So earlier today, the president announced he was sending $1 billion to Angola for infrastructure. $1 billion. And we just got done talking. Yep, just $1 billion in Africa for infrastructure.
There's nothing alleged about that.
Nope, he literally said it. So, you know,
how much money has Africa gotten from us in the last 20 years, last 30 years, last 50 years? Do we even know the answer to that question? Like,
have no
where do I go to look this up? Like, where do I go to look up how much money we've given Africa?
Well, we could start at $1 billion, so at least we know that.
You know, for 30 cents a day, you get like all of this stuff. You know, to help out with AIDS and HIV and with like all of the diseases and stuff going over there. You would think that out of all the money that we spent there, I mean, is the CDC running this? Because it almost seems like
I don't mind that, like that, but all these things are nonprofits, which are way worse than what people think. They think, oh, nonprofits, like no, they just set their cap here, so as long as they keep up here, they can keep everything. So that makes no sense. But that much money, and then look, we're like, oh, we don't have any money to send to these guys. I guarantee you that we're not going to do anything here, and then these people are just going to move out, and then we're going to reclaim the land, and then we're going to use it just like we talked about the land, use it for the quartz and all those other minerals for mining, for help for lithium process for batteries and stuff. It's exactly why they're sending that money out there for infrastructure.
Yeah, and
Nope.
I would like to see that money at work at some point. Elon and Vivek. But let's see what you can do. And also just kind of close this section out. There's a guy on TikTok named Country Boy Living 89. I know some of you have seen some of his videos. So he's giving us updates of what's going on out in the real mountains, like the real mountain men. And I've actually grown fond of some of his videos. So let's see what he had to say here.
That way, just in case it loosens up.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna hurt. You got them, you know what I mean?
I got them.
Yeah, we're about to take that to Cherokee, get it hooked up, and then the old man and his wife won't have to freeze to death because it got down to 23 degrees last night, and they need to stay warm. So Brett called us and said, hey, go get that fucking wood stove, take it over there to the old man. His wife's got pneumonia, and it's been colder than shit in our house. We don't want them freezing to death. I said, no, sir, we don't want them freezing to death. And Curtis said, fuck no. And Ricky said, hell no, we don't want that shit either. So all of us agree. So we're going to keep them warm.
Yeah.
That's it.
A little time, though. That's all you can do. Yeah. There's a creek, right?
We're probably gonna have to take that other.
That's crazy. So they're going out there, and this is like old school. This is like old school. They don't have like propane and like all this other stuff out there. Like this is old school wood burning stove. You just throw wood in there and just let it heat you up. Like literally.
I mean, it's definitely going to help. That's for sure.
Yeah,
But it's the fact that it's gotten to that point after this long, like thankful for here, like in Florida.
Getting ready to get worse.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. This is from Citizen Times. Snow in Asheville, Western North Carolina, see highest totals where more is expected in the week's forecast. Many mountain school systems have closed, and some city services have been delayed or suspended in Asheville as snow descends in much of Western North Carolina by early morning, December 2nd. By 7 a.m., the Asheville Regional Airport received a measurable snowfall of 0.1 inches, breaking a snow drought. They're a city that's only received trace amounts of this far winter, according to National Weather Service meteorologist Andrew Kimball. City and weather officials warned the possibility of black ice, especially if temperatures drop this evening. December 2nd, Asheville street teams have been on the road since early morning hours, gridding streets, a news release said. The witnesses several accidents caused by black ice and asked the community to drive with caution, especially in those high elevations. Now, I just got back from Finland, and I remember the day before we left, we had it was pretty cold, but it was the snow. There was no clouds or anything, so everything on the ground was dry. It was good to drive on. Then it started raining, and then the sun went down. And you have to remember, the sun came up at 10:07 and set at 2:02 up there. So, like, that's all you got. All you got was 4 hours of light.
Wow.
So then at 2 o'clock is when it started raining, and it didn't stop raining until about 6 or 7. So we had left the Elves Caves, and I mean, we couldn't even walk in the parking lot. So I can imagine what it's like here in Asheville, because the black ice, you can't see it. You can't until you are literally right on top of it, and your car's like, but that's basically what happens. I mean, I know down there in the Sunshine State, you don't get a lot of black ice, but
Nah, usually it's white and it comes from Miami.
yeah, it's only allegedly. Oh man, yeah, as we get shut down. No, I'm just kidding. But that's funny. All right, so moving on to our last story. Jesus Christ, Taylor. Sullivan, this is from Zero Hedge. Sullivan touts massive surge in arms to Ukraine with 50 days left in Biden's term. Great. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan took to the Sunday news shows where he boasted that the White House is surging as many weapons as possible to Ukraine in the final days of Biden's administration. He explained to ABC News that just with 50 days left of Biden's term, the White House is busy trying to get Ukraine and all the tools we can possibly get to strengthen their position on the battlefield. Quote, President Biden directed me to overseas and massive surge of military equipment we're delivering to Ukraine so that we have spent every dollar that Congress has appropriated to the U.S. by the time that President Biden leaves office. Now, this is where we're going to have to start watching, because, you know, the faster they start sending money over there, the more that money kind of trickles off on the outside, and it just falls into a bottomless pit, and we have no idea where it goes. I mean, why don't you ask the Pentagon?
Yeah, didn't we send like another, like, was it like $25 billion over there?
Something like that.
And then it just literally disappeared.
That's going to be one of the main things I'm going to talk about next year is this whole last year. Like, what happened to the money at the Pentagon? What happened to all the money that went over to Ukraine? What happened to all the money that was spent during the Kamala campaign? Like, those three things I think need to be the most investigated, because once you figure that out, you figure out the entire system. You figure out how they do things. And there's going to be a lot of people that are pissed off. And you wondering why you got certain celebrities and certain high-profile people that are leaving the country right now, because they know what's about to happen.
I was having a drunk shower thought a couple days ago. And do you think this whole, like, these, like, fabricated wars are just... It's kind of tinfoil hat thought, but are just like part of like the NWO's like short term for like population control?
I think that there's two things going on right now.
Yeah.
I think that there is a population control globalist group, and then I also think that there is a population salvation type group, both kind of tug of warring right now.
The yin to the yang.
You know, because think about it, endless wars versus climate change. We got to save all of these people. How do you do both of those at the same time? Like, how? So
it doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. It's almost like they have so much money that they have no idea how to waste it. So they play Risk, the real game, and you know, and just like, here, let's just throw money somewhere and see what happens. Like,
we should just start playing Risk, and then we should play Risk every day for the next 20 years, and then we can see
allegedly. Yes, allegedly. What was the movie? Was it Rat Race? It's like Risk and Rat Race put together.
Oh,
That's
I think
with
it was.
is it Cuba Gooding Jr. and there's a whole bunch of people in that movie where they had to. It was like a race to get a bunch of money, and they had to do a bunch of stupid shit. Oh yeah, that's right. Mr. Bean was in there. It was a pretty funny movie. It was a funny movie. But anyways, but I think we've gone way off into the sunset. So since we're heading there, I think it's time to reveal a game that we started yesterday. Actually, we did this before. All right. So there was another show that we used to do where this was our most watched event during that show. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Caption This. All right. It's the game where the audience gets to participate, and we ask Grok, all right, to make us an image, and we need your help to create a caption for whatever messed up, weird, and show compromising, I'm going to say, because some of these are image that Grok has to offer. Now it's the one we have right now is not as bad, but we need your participation in the audience to give us the best caption that you can give for this photo. Are you guys ready? You ready, Tay?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. And those of you, if you want to participate, go over to X or to the YouTube stream and jump into the chat, and we'll see what we got here. So here is our image, and I'm going to wait until everybody else is done, and then I'm going to post mine in. All right, so if you are in the audience right now, give me your best caption for this photo. We're gonna give a disclaimer graphic. We'll put that there. My producers are messing with me right now. Ooh, what do we got here? We got Jaguar went full Florida trans man. Let's see. The Florida man, Florida man's hero ride. Let's see. Florida man gets his alphabet card. Let's see here. Her husband says pink tuna. Oh, that's great. What else we got? We're going to give it about 2 more minutes. So, what do you think you got there? Let's see. Jaguar teams up with. I didn't put that. Who put that?
Honestly, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Minds think alike here.
All right, so I'm gonna put mine in the audience here, and let's see. Congress to reveal the new amphibious landing vehicle for World War III. Okay, mine wasn't as funny as some of the other ones. Let's see. When a mechanic learns taxidermy.
I like that one.
Oh my god, these are great. All right, we're gonna close it off here in about 30 seconds. But yeah, so once I close it off, what I want to do is I want to get let's see, the best one. So I'll take the best 2. All right, so Tay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna choose one that I think is the best, and then you're gonna choose one that you think is the best, and then we're gonna have the audience vote on it.
Okay, I'm looking on the side of our yard chat, so let's take a look.
Let's see. So what do we got? So we've got Florida man's hero ride. Jaguar went full Florida trans man. Florida man gets his alphabet card. My husband says pink tuna. Jaguar teams up with Crocs footwear, and when a mechanic learns taxidermy, and then Congress to reveal the new amphibious landing vehicle for World War III.
Honestly, I'm definitely going with the Jaguar one. It's like all things considered. Recent.
Well, there's two Jaguar ones.
Trans.
Oh, with full Florida transmit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with the pink tuna. I'm gonna go pink tuna. That was funny. All right, so let me get ones in the chat for Jaguar went full Florida trans man. And then this one's from Treebeard. I know it says me, but it was really Treebeard. Jaguar. No, I'm sorry. That's not the one. It was Elizabeth. My husband says pink tuna.
Should I even
Google that? Yeah, so one's in the chat for trans and two's in the chat for tuna. All right, looks like two is in the lead right now. Oh no, I think everybody else fell asleep. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. So, I mean, there were only 5 votes, and 4 of them have already crossed the middle line. So,
yeah,
the winner of Caption This on this Tuesday is. Oh, I can't find it. Where did it go? Where'd you go?
Pink tuna.
There it is. My husband says pink tuna. You guys are horrible.
I'm still trying to figure out what car that is.
Gar game.
Gargamel, her husband.
Oh, oh my God. Brian's talking in my ear, and I'm like, Gar game? What the hell is that? Yeah, Gargamel. That's hilarious. All right. Well, we got ourselves our winner. So we're gonna try and at some point this month, we're gonna make this into like a big thing where at the end of the week we're going to have like a Caption This finale on FAFO Fridays, and that's going to end out into the weekend. And whoever wins, we're going to have a grand championship at the end of the month, and whoever wins that is going to get some lucky merchandise that's coming soon.
I want swag.
Oh, dude, the swag looks really nice. It's in the works.
Yeah.
It's in the works. Yeah. So, but anyways, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I know that it was really weird because there wasn't a lot of stuff going on throughout the day, and then South Korea went North Korea, and then after that it was just like off like a rocket ship. So we got everything together as fast as we could. And, I want to thank Tay for coming out with us tonight. And you can find him. You can find him on the Discord. You guys need to join the Discord. The Discord link is fixed. We're good now. Thank the Lord. It took me a long time to get that static link. It was a pain in the ass, but we got it. We got it fixed. You can find me on X, TheRealRoma_AK. And then, of course, you can see all of anybody that you see on these shows here. We are all on the Discord, and we are there probably about 20 hours a day, which is way more than we should because I think we need to sleep at some point. But Tay, you got any final thoughts?
Nothing too wild. Out of everything they were saying, the biggest one that I'm really curious to see how it's going to evolve into is going to be the South Korea, the presidents, because the dude's on the lame right now.
Oh yeah,
he was even going like when he was like in like trying to jetty off, he was like saying something to like the military. He's like, you work for the people, like you don't even want to do this anymore. When he was escaping, So how this is going to evolve in the next like 24 hours, I am really curious to see how that's going to go. Hopefully nothing too crazy.
You could have another Venezuela on your hands. Almost in a way, how the military kind of just like,
see,
I'm out of here.
Just,
allegedly.
Like one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world. One of them, and like we'll see how it goes. Like I said, there's only so much stuff that we know as of right now, and what they're letting us see. So we'll see.
All right. Well, it was fun. We will see you guys back here tomorrow, and hopefully we're gonna. I think we might have somebody. I don't want to say her name yet, but you guys will know first thing tomorrow morning, and we'll keep you guys updated with that. Without further ado, that is Tay. I'm AK, signing out. Peace.